Why aren't you getting this free money?
There may actually be some additional details in the fine print.
Churning credit card sign-on bonuses for a few $100 a pop sounds amazing, but is it worth your time? I'm Grady Cool, CEO of Cool Wealth Management. I'm going to share 3 questions you need to ask yourself before you start churning credit cards. First of all, for those of you unaware, credit card churning is when you sign up for a credit card, get the sign-on bonus in the first 3 to 12 months, and then you start signing up for another credit card, and so on and so on. The idea being that there are these massive bonuses you get, whether it's for travel or whatever it might be, if you spend a certain amount within the first set period. From there, you're able to keep getting these bonuses, and if your credit score is good enough, then shouldn't be too much of an issue. The biggest question you need to ask yourself is, what is the opportunity cost of spending the time and money on credit card churning? I personally got into credit card churning when I was a junior in college. My time wasn't really worth that much. I was doing a lot, but most of the things I could do would only earn me, $10, $20 an hour. Well, at that point, yeah, a $500 sign-on bonus sounds pretty sweet, even if I have to spend 10 to 20 hours a year figuring out how to make that work. Now that I make a little bit more per hour, it makes it so I ask myself, is it worth keeping track of everything? And we'll get into that side of things later. But in terms of opportunity cost, if you're at a place in life where your time isn't worth that much, it could be worth considering. Sometimes where this happens is if you have a job where there is a set salary you get and you can't work extra hours to make any money and you aren't trying to get any extra education and you're not trying to start a business, those hours outside of work, I don't really mean that much outside of just kind of entertaining yourself. So being able to spend time on credit card churning might make sense in that case. If you're someone who's trying to educate yourself a ton or trying to start a business or you're trying to spend time with your kids or there's something you would really rather be spending your time doing, then yeah, credit card churning can be, you have to look at the actual how much money you're getting for the amount of time you're spending on it. The second big question you need to ask yourself is, can my personal credit score handle me needing to close cards? The first handful of credit cards you open, it's really not a big deal. It actually increases your credit score because your credit availability goes up. So if you're trying to increase your credit score, getting some cards could help. But when you are looking at closing cards, once you've gotten 7, 8, 9, 10 credit cards, because it's just so much to keep track of, it dings your credit a little bit. So let's say it dings your credit by 20 points. If you have a score of 800, that really isn't a big deal. If your credit score is under 600 though, that could be the difference between whether you're getting a loan on a car, whether you're getting a house, whether you can start a business. So you need to carefully consider about where you are in life and how important your credit score is. Now, opening another credit card could sometimes help in that position, but again, need to be careful about closing cards, which you're going to have to do at some point. An area that you really need to be genuinely honest with yourself about is, do you have the discipline and organization to actually manage a whole bunch of different credit cards all at once and paying them off all on time? It can get out of control with the amount of different things you need to keep track of, even with automation, when it comes to using that many cards and not losing track of things that you can get to be paid on time. If you're the type of person that has everything multicolored, labeled, you know what's going on all the time, that can be great. If you're like me and a little bit more normal in that regard, sometimes it can be a little tough to manage. When you put all of this together, for a lot of people, credit card churning isn't going to necessarily make a ton of sense to do, but if you have the time and there's not a whole lot else that you want to be dedicating your time towards, and you have the organization skills and discipline to actually make it happen, then yes, you actually can make some money from credit card churning. Let me know down in the comment section, what are you hoping to achieve from credit card churning?